And sometimes the most important lessons that we learn are learned when we fall down. We see a storm, we see rain, we think, I can't do anything. We need to get a zoomed out perspective to see that it's not the end, that there is something after this. And for many of you, the reason why you haven't gotten up yet is because you still think failure is final. Instead of thinking failure is a lesson learned. The trial, the tribulation, the adversity, the giant is your opportunity. When you fall down and you pick yourself back up, you are building muscles. You become a better thinker and a better problem solver.
Whatever pushed you to the ground, whatever knocked you to the floor, I want you to look it in the eye and tell it, you can't keep me here. I'm getting up and I'm gonna do this again.
It is at that very moment that you can break out of the prison of fear. Why can't you be the person that changes everything? This season that you've entered into did not come to break you. It came to build you. You have everything you need right now in this moment to take a step forward.
You can change the future. I was not created for the prison of fear. I'm getting out of this place.
What do you believe? Because it is our beliefs that determine our behavior. If I can't change my outputs, everything that's coming in, everything that I believe, everything that I see will determine what I do. If I can't do it, if I haven't done it, if it seems impossible, and I won't even try, then something's off with my belief system. For years, decades, generations, families will struggle. And struggle is passed down. Poverty, scarcity, and lack, and losing. And I just want to ask anybody listening to me, why not you? Why can't you be the person that changes everything? The problem with many of you is that you're surrounded by people who ask you the wrong questions. Why do you sweat? Why can't you be the one that makes history? Why can't you be the one that wins again? Why can't you be the one that breaks cycles? Why can't you be the one that overcomes the demons that have haunted a family for generations? I don't know, maybe you're that person listening to me that's always there for everybody else. They text you, you're there. They email you, you're there. They come over, they knock on your door, unexpected, uninvited. And you just make yourself available for them. You're the type of person where other people call you sliding down the wall saying, I can't do this, I can't push, I can't fight, I'm tired, I'm weary. Nothing's working. And you do it for free. It's gratis work. It's philanthropy. For many of us, it's ministry. We've made it a lifestyle. We're always there for everybody else. And I just want to ask the question, and it's not an invitation into narcissism or to be egocentric or to be self-centered, but to get out of this self-sabotaging, self-destructive behavior, not believing in yourself, not showing up for yourself, not putting in for yourself. Why not you? But when it comes to you, you don't believe. You don't support you. You don't invest in you. You don't believe you. You don't see it for you. When you don't believe in yourself, it's disempowering. It's self-sabotaging. It's self-destructive. You've got to stop waiting for the opportunity to come along, and you've got to learn to master the art and the privilege of creating the opportunity. What is the vision? What is the aim? What is the target? What is the assignment? And do you believe? Because when you believe, nobody can convince you otherwise. There is no tomorrow. There is no plan B. I am completely devoted to my level 1 priorities. The difference between the man that gets it done and and the man that does not, is that one man is focused on his history. He's focused on where he has failed, and he's immersed and immobilized by it. No matter the odds, he's completely devoted to this idea that I'm not what I used to be, and I'm not where I want to be. But I have the opportunity and the privilege and the capacity to develop, to go and become something, to evolve, to move from point A to point B. And even though my end game, my target may be S or Z, I know I'm here at C, and I know in order to go from C to E, I need to touch D. If we go back to scripture in the book of Genesis, we'll discover where God said, "Let there be light." He spoke it. Many of you have been listening and taking notes. But you've got to start speaking this thing. Marcus, I've heard this a million times, but the more I speak it, the more I believe it. And the more I believe it, the more potential I can tap into. And the more potential I tap into, the more action I'll take. The more action I take, the more results that I get. And the more results that I get, the more I believe. And the more I believe, the more potential I get. The more potential I tap into. We have an unlimited amount of potential in us. It's called stored up potential. And the only way to unlock stored up potential is to believe. And so as I believe in me, as I put it all on the table, as I put all my chips in, as I leave it all on the floor, as I completely commit to me, as I completely commit to the goal at hand. And people, fathers and mothers, make the same mistakes until the one shows up. Until the one shows up that changes everything. Why? Not me. Type it in the comments. Why? Not me. You've got everything you need to go to the next level, to obliterate glass ceilings and move forward. All you got to do is take one step and you're no longer where you are, and you're no longer where you used to be. Just take a step forward. You've got enough zeal and fire and vigor and vitality. You are a person of vision and valor and discipline. You got this thing. Why? Not you. Stop looking for everybody else to do it. Stop looking for everybody else to support it. Believe in it, to hand it to you, to point you in the right direction. You have everything you need right now in this moment to take a step forward. So do it. You're talented enough. You're hungry enough. Do it. Do it. And as you build and as you scale and as you create and as you grow and as you believe and as you launch, everyone that is assigned to you and assigned to your purpose and your destiny will show up. Build it, and they will come. I need you to send this video to every organization, every person, every team, everybody who has ever struggled with believing that it's you. It's always been you. You are the first pick. You are the only option. And there will never be another way. Believe that you're that valuable. Before you can shock the world, you need to shock yourself. Unlock that stored potential. Take action. Get results. And teach others how to do the same. You have unfinished business. You got work to do. Success starts with you. And sometimes it's going to get lonely. Sometimes it's going to be cold. Sometimes you're going to get weary. You have a path that you have to take. And not everybody's going to walk that path with you. If you believe you've been called to be the difference maker, the game changer, the disruptor, the person that comes into a room and commands the atmosphere. You got two options in this life. purposeful, what makes you come alive. Or you can sit back and be miserable and be afraid to take the leap of faith. It is diligence and dedication and determination that separates the all-time greats from the one-hit wonders. Do you want to do this thing one time? Or do you want to be notorious for winning over and over and over again? I don't know what your dream is, but if you write it down and you put the work in, at some point, everything's going to begin to change. There is a gap between who you are, what you want, and where you want to be. Your story is not your fortress. Your story is your fuel. Tell me I'm not good enough. Tell me I'm not strong enough. Tell me I won't finish. There is this intrinsic emotion, this instinct. You have just awakened the lion in me. I don't care what it is that you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to give, how you're trying to evolve, what you are looking to become. Everything rises and falls on your perspective.
Somebody who has lost everything, who people stop believing in, is a very desperate person. They're climbing a hill. They try to achieve a dream. And when you are desperate, you are very dangerous. And a dangerous man or woman is somebody who is a disruptor. They don't play by the rules. They are coming for blood.
Sometimes you gotta take a break from just about everything, disappear, come back, and shock the world. I have worked while you have slept. I have learned while you have partied. I have saved while you have spent. And I will live like you dream. I have what it takes to get to the top of that hill. The dog scrambles. The dog barks. The dog runs after whatever it wants. When a dog is hungry, move out of his way. It is coming for blood. Go through the process in the dark room that prepares us and equips us for the stages of destiny. I'm talking to that person that doesn't have a problem laying in obscurity, because you know that when you come out of the dark room, all eyes on you. Are you going to complain in the face of conflict, or are you going to seize the opportunity? What steps are you taking to become and to live the life, to make the dream a reality? You want to be committed? You want to be consistent? You want to be creative? You want to be purposeful? You want to be reflective? And you want to be grateful? These are just a few things that you want to be as you are moving forward in your self-awareness. That mindset is going to get you bankrupt. I should start this. I should stop that. I should forgive. I should. You don't get what you should. You get what you must have. If you are going to give and grow and evolve and attain and become, everything rises and falls on your viewpoint.
You got a dream to buy a house. You got a dream for better relationships. You got a dream to win a fight. You got a dream to get your family out of the hood. You got a dream to lose weight. I mean, whatever that dream is, whatever you have, that goal, that improbable feat, once you get it set, once you smell that, once you get a feel for it, taste of it.
Do what is required to manifest it into reality. If you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. Stop telling everybody what you're going to do. Stop telling everybody what your next move is, and just disappear and do the work that is required.
Go back to the gym. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to the business. Go back to the relationship. Go back to the burning building. You have unfinished business.
You have unfinished business. You got work to do. You have to disappear and put the work in and come back and shock everybody that doubted you. Can you hide yourself in the library? Can you hide yourself in the gym? Can you hide yourself in the boardroom and plan and caucus and do what is required behind the scenes in order to manifest the moment?
I'm talking to that person that is acquainted with pain. I'm talking to that person that knows what it's like to come from nothing. And so you literally have nothing to lose. And the only thing that's in your hand is a dream.
We navigate through life and we keep missing the bridges to bridge the gap between dream and reality. So do you know what is required of you? Are you aware of what is required of you to make happen what you see only in your head? Almost every man wastes part of his life in attempts to display qualities which he does not possess. I want you to ask yourself the question, are you the person that is projecting a different you to the world on social media, on your websites, in your meetings? Are you projecting a different you? Are you the same person in private? And I know that there are multiple versions of yourself, or even I have multiple versions of me, but are they consistent? What if you could just shut out every distraction? What if you could just shut out the world for just a season and focus on you? A man is rewarded in public for what he does in private. Can you unplug for just a moment and focus on you? Focus on what matters. Everything that you think about, that you meditate on, everything that has to your attention has to be worth your time. So now it's time to navigate and do an appraisal of everything that's in our life, everything and everybody in our life. Time to do an appraisal and ask them this question: are you worth my time? Are you aware of your why? Why are you here? What are you doing? Who are you connected to? What are your people, your places, and your purpose? Why are you here? What is your destiny? You will never fulfill your destiny doing work you despise. So whatever it is that you're going after, whatever it is you feel as though you've been destined to do, are you willing to push whoever, whatever out of your way to get your piece of the pie? I am determined to win, no matter what season I'm in. When you counted me out, when you rejected me, when you overlooked me, when you ignored me, I waited painfully in obscurity for the opportunity to take the throne.
All you gotta do is show up with a new game plan and a new perspective. You got unfinished business.
Your reality of me says I'm not enough. Your reality of me says I can't do this. Your reality of me says you won't finish today. My reality says all I have is all I need. I'm not living in my setback any longer. I'm moving forward.
The right perspective makes the impossible possible.
Everybody wants destiny. Everybody wants manifestation. Everybody wants fulfillment. Everybody wants the next level in the relationship and a higher quality of living. But nobody wants to eliminate distractions. Nobody wants to disappear for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months and eliminate all distractions and get into a place where you can focus on just you. What if you could just shut out every distraction? What if you could just shut out the world for just a season and focus on you? A man is rewarded in public for what he does in private. The reason why you don't see it, the reason why it has not manifested, the reason why you are so frustrated is because you have not been willing to forsake all that you've been called to forsake and to follow through behind closed doors.
I'm just wondering if there's anybody that can hear my voice right now that has come to the end of themselves, and they are willing to eliminate distractions. They are willing to delete social media apps if they have to. They are willing to walk away from everything that is distracted, everything that has diluted your devotion and your determination, every disease and dysfunction and disorder that has pulled you from destiny. I'm just wondering if there's anybody here that wants their future, that wants to fulfill their destiny, that wants to manifest, that wants to walk in discipline and determination. I'm just wondering, is there anybody here that's willing to disappear? Are you willing to forsake all distractions? Can you hide yourself in the library? Can you hide yourself in the gym? Can you hide yourself in the boardroom and plan and caucus and do what is required behind the scenes in order to manifest the moment? Can you hide yourself in your books? Can you hide yourself in your closet? Can you hide yourself in the prayer rooms? Can you hide yourself?
We have this passion to be in the public eye, but no patience to do the work behind the scenes.
Stop telling the world what you are about to do. All you need is one person to hold you accountable. After you have heard it, after you have received it, after you have written it down, after you have spoken it once, do what is required to manifest it into reality. If you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. Stop telling everybody what you're going to do and just disappear and do the work that is required. You have to have a marriage mentality when it comes to achieving what it is that's on the inside of you, what it is that's in your head, to manifest it and hold it in your hands. You have to have a marriage mentality. The problem with many of you is you keep dating the idea, the potential of focus and success and determination and discipline. You're only disciplined once a week. You're only determined twice a week. You're only enthusiastic about the journey on Sundays or Wednesdays. And once you get a covenant, once you make a covenant with who you believe God has called you to be, and you say, you know what? I'm going to commit to this. You're going to put the blood, you're going to put the sweat, you're going to put the tears in, you're going to lose sleep. You're gonna go days without eating. You're gonna do whatever it takes to make the sacrifices necessary to manifest. There are too many people in your life who have left you. There are too many people in your life who have counted you out. There are too many people in your life who have whispered in your ear and said, you'll be worse off without them. Prove them wrong. Keep loving those who have lied on you. Keep blessing those who have cursed you. Don't be bitter. Don't be frustrated. Listen, just remain faithful behind the scenes. Promotion is coming. Stages and opportunities are being prepared right now as you sacrifice in secret, as you put the work in the dark room, as you do what is required to hold in your hand what you see in your head. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna accomplish it, if you're gonna achieve it, even if you're confused and it's cold and it looks crazy, and you're gonna need to know the difference between contribution and commitment, because they're two very different things. See, everybody wants to contribute to destiny, but nobody wants to be committed to destiny. You wanna contribute to the idea that you can be something. You wanna contribute to the idea that something's gonna come of the sacrifice that you have made. But the question I want to ask you is, are you committed? And so this time it's got to be personal. And you may not feel qualified. You may not feel like you are educated enough. You may not feel like you're connected enough. You may not think that enough people are aware of you, cognizant of you, because you don't have a blue check and you're not a celebrity yet. But you got to work hard in silence. You gotta work when nobody's watching. You gotta sacrifice behind the scenes. You gotta take it personal. When you take it personal, your private life changes. Everybody wants public authority, but nobody wants private discipline. When your habits change behind the scenes, when your private life begins to shift, when you put aside the things that are not serving you, if you can make it personal, it's personal. It doesn't start with them and they. It starts with me. It starts with me. So make it personal. Let yourself go. Fall free into it. Step into it. You are worthy. You are an unrepeatable miracle, and there is none like you in all the earth. There will never be another you. Your DNA, your fingerprint, come on, your gait, your presence, your authenticity. Come on, you're special. You're special and you're necessary. But you have not sacrificed. You have not suffered. You are not committed. When you are committed, you give everything you have. Every single week, every single day, every single hour, every single minute, 720 hours a month, you are beating on your craft. Even when you're at work, you're dreaming, you're thinking, you're vision casting, you're writing it down, making it plain, communicating to your destiny connections so that it can become a reality. If you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hands. I'm not just putting on the front. I'm not just here in public to make you smile and applaud me and support me and make comments and share my video. I'm not here. I make this thing personal. Everything that I do in public, I've done it in private. And so I'm just asking you, don't just scream on a stage or be connected to millionaires or strive to be a CEO or an investor or a politician or an athlete or a musician or a singer. I'm just wondering, can you conquer in the dark? When you make it personal, what you do behind closed doors matters. So I'm just wondering when you're gonna make it personal. When you're gonna make it about what it looks like that nobody sees. The part of you that nobody sees, where's your integrity behind the scenes? Come on, where are your values behind the scenes? What do your habits look like behind the scenes? Come on, what kind of work are you putting in behind the scenes? Come on, drop down and give me 50. Come on, write it again. Come on, believe it again. Come on, sing again, record the song again. Come on, I'm talking to that athlete. I'm talking to that musician. Come on, who are you out there? That philosopher, that engineer, that thought leader, that critical thinker, come on, that captain of industry, I'm talking to you. When your personal life lines up with your purpose, then public authority is yours. You want influence? I'm not talking about just fame. I'm talking about influence, the power to change people's lives. Can you stretch yourself? Can you condition yourself? Come on, can you believe again? Can you see it again? Can you write again? Can you make this thing personal? That it doesn't start with the people connected to you. It starts with you. It doesn't even start with your past. It starts with where you are and where you're going. Can you look ahead? Can you stretch forth? Can you condition yourself? Can you prepare yourself for the next thing? Come on, make it personal. It doesn't start with everybody. It starts with me, because people will leave you for dead. And then what's your why? What did God put in you? Release it to the world. If it's going to be personal, make it personal. Don't just be great in public, be great in private. What you do in dark, if I pulled up your search history, what would I find? Would you still be an example to the world? If I went through your closet, if I went through your basement, if I went through your attic, if I went through your center console, if I went through your house, how personal is your purpose? Every single day, you are either losing ground or gaining ground. The choice is yours. But this time, make it personal.
One of the greatest challenges with disappearing is understanding the revelation of building in the dark. The secret of change is to focus all of our energy, not on fighting the old, but building the new, and specifically behind closed doors when nobody's looking, when no one is there to affirm you, when nobody's there to validate you, when nobody is there to agree with you, you build in the dark and you announce it when it's finished. It's time to get real. It's time to get raw. It's time to look ourselves in the mirror and come to the resolve that this version of ourself is not going to carry us in the stretch.
We live in a culture of busyness, distraction, and noise. And sometimes the only way something's going to change is if we disappear. Sometimes you gotta delete the app. Sometimes you have to walk away. Sometimes you have to fall back into the dark room. You have unfinished business. You got work to do. Perspective is everything. Let's go. I need you to hear me loud and clear. How you see this thing is everything.
You cannot change the past, but you can change your perspective about it. Your viewpoint is your advantage. Your viewpoint is what changes the game. Everybody wants increase and abundance and lifestyle change and new zip codes and new area codes, but you only read once a week and you only work out once or twice a month. And so the reason why you don't have what it is that you see, the reason why what's in your head is not in your hands, it's not your reality, it's because your perspective opposes your potential. You don't have it because you don't see the value in it. If you are going to give and grow and evolve and attain and become, everything rises and falls on your viewpoint. If you believe you've been called to be the difference maker, the game changer, the disruptor, the person that comes into a room and commands the atmosphere, if you believe you've been called to be necessary and not grossly irrelevant, then everything you do, everything you see, everything rises and falls on your perspective, your perception, your viewpoint. How do you see this thing? Show me somebody that hates to work out, and I'll show you a man that almost lost his life, and the doctor said, if you don't work out, you'll die. One sees it as cumbersome. One sees it as a problem. Another one sees it as a privilege. He sees it as his second chance, his new lease on life, that I have to work out. I get to work out. I get a chance to live a little longer. So one person sees the gym as a prison, and another person sees the gym as a passport. One man came within inches of losing his life, and another man has never come within 100 miles of losing his life, and he only works out twice a month, and somebody else works out 4 or 5 times a week. The reason why you only do it once or twice a month is because you don't see the value. You don't see the value in it. Your viewpoint is either your advantage or your assassin. Your viewpoint will either get you going or get you killed. I don't care what it is that you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to give, how you're trying to evolve, what you are looking to become. Everything rises and falls on your perspective. And so if you don't start thinking right, you're not going to talk right. And if you're not talking right, you're not going to experience the world that you see in your head. I don't know who God has called you to become, but what I can tell you is if you keep seeing it the way you have seen it, you will never become it. Everybody wants next level. Everybody wants wealth and influence, and everybody wants to be this esoteric novelty. But listen to me, you will never experience any of this showing up in your next season with the same viewpoint. You gotta see this thing differently. Stop complaining about the divorce. Stop complaining about the job loss. Stop complaining about the relocation. Stop complaining about the jealousy and the envy and the backbiting and the person that gave up on you and the person that wasn't present and the person that lied to you and the person that attempted to manipulate and control. We see a storm, we see rain, and we think depression. We think I can't do anything. Instead of thinking grass can't grow without rain. Roses don't bloom without rain. Number one, there's one thing I need you to stop saying, and that is, I should do something. That perspective, that viewpoint, that ideology, that philosophy, that mindset, it's gonna get you bankrupt. I should start this. I should stop that. I should forgive. I should. You don't get what you should, you get what you must have. I want you to start writing down right now. If you gotta pause the video, start writing down those things that you said you should do and change that should to must. I must work out X amount of times a week. I must forgive. I must evolve. I must become. I must retain. I must grow. I must live. I must evolve. I must go to the next level. I must live in this type of house. I must drive this type of car. I don't care how bad you think the shoes are that you are wearing. There is another man in this world who would kill to walk a mile in the pair that you wear. Marcus, what does this mean? This means that what you are complaining about, what you hate, what you can't stand, what you want to walk out of, what you want to give up on, there is somebody out there that would die to be in your position. And so here's what I need you to ask yourself. Is this problem an issue or is it an opportunity? Some of you, all you've been waiting for your whole life was an opportunity. What if losing your job was the opportunity? What if the divorce is an opportunity? What if the bankruptcy is an opportunity? What if the one you love was an opportunity for you to reconnect with somebody and forgive them for the pain that they caused you? See this thing differently. What you thought was ashes was only the material you needed to begin again. Watch me. Your perspective is everything. I need you to see the bigger picture. I need you to have a little gratitude. You need to learn how to smile. You need to work out. I know you hate the gym. I know you hate to lift weights. I know you hate cardio. I know you don't like drinking water. I know you don't like taking care of your temple. You think it's the hardest thing to do in the world to commit. But there is somebody who's in the grave today, and if they had another opportunity to live, they would enthusiastically, with great confidence and courage and consistency, do what you hate just to live a little longer. Find the positive, see the bigger picture, guard your gratitude. The trial, the tribulation, the adversity, the giant is not your assassin. The giant is your opportunity. A lot of people see a breakup from a broken heart instead of a heart full of gratitude. Thank you for breaking up with me. Here's what you did. You opened up another opportunity for somebody else to come into my life. Thank you for firing me. You gave me an opportunity to explore entrepreneurship. Thank you for not believing in me. Because of you, I was able to reconnect with God, and He was the lifter of my head. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not bitter, I'm better. I'm not weary, I'm wiser. I'm not toxic, I'm triumphant. I see this thing differently. This season that you've entered into did not come to break you. It came to build you into the man or woman God has destined you to be. As a matter of fact, the next season, the next chapter you're about to walk into is called After This. After this, I will do what you said I could not do without you. After this, I will grow. After this, I will give. After this, I will evolve. After this, I will change everything. After this, after this, after this. I'm changing my perspective. This is not my end. This is my beginning. This is not my exodus. This is my genesis. Let's go!
Some of you don't even realize you have unfinished business. You need to go back where you left off with a new perspective. Go back to the gym. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to the business. Go back to the relationship. Go back to the burning building. You have unfinished business. All you gotta do is show up with a new game plan and a new perspective. You got unfinished business.